Yeah, so hi guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry coming to hang out with you guys for just a little bit here on TikTok for this beautiful full flower moon that we are having in the, um, I believe it is the air sign. I shouldn't even say I believe. I know it's this this full moon falls under. Guys, I'm so sorry. Maybe I just got a little bit, you know, off track there for a little bit and a little bit dizzy when I was talking, just because of the fact that the picture, uh, the the picture that I'm having you all focus in on. And guys, I came up with this and I love the way it worked out, the way the image that I'm having you all look at tonight. I love the way it came out. Um, yeah, but anyhow, just a little bit ago, uh, I was having some technical problems and you just saw that like it was all broke up and whatnot. So maybe I was just getting a little bit dizzy. But guys, this full moon, it falls under the air sign of Libra. And this is a full, again, this is a full pink moon that falls under the sign of Libra. Um, guys, I had other plans as to I had some different ideas as to how I was going to what I was going to talk about tonight for this full pink moon. I'm going to quickly say that I had something else that I had started out with before, but I have a tendency to I don't know, I have problems with like technical difficulties with like technology. I'm just not the most tech savvy person. So, what happened was, at the moment, I can't find that information. It used to be that I would handwrite everything out and my notes and everything, and that made it so complicated. So, I found a way to make everything much faster and I'm using, upgrading technology and all that, and I got that going on. But at the same time, I still have a lot of learning to do. Sometimes I'll have all the information together, and then when I come back for the information, sometimes I can find it, and sometimes I can't. So with that being said, I apologize that I kind of got off track of some of the other things that I was talking about before. But I guess maybe the idea is for right now, I'm just supposed to go ahead and really focus in on this full moon, this full pink moon that we are having under the air sign of Libra. Like this is just what I'm supposed to be doing tonight. So with that being said, I was thinking about it earlier. An idea, popped up into my mind, and I was thinking like, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to go with this idea, or am I going to keep talking about what I was talking about before? I was going to go ahead and make a part two for the video that I made the last time I went live, because I come up with a lot of information. And anyhow, so I guess that wasn't supposed to happen tonight. So I'm going to be focusing in totally on this full pink moon that falls under the sign of Libra. And guys, I apologize. I don't know what's going on with technology and with TikTok right now, or because I'm holding still right now. I apologize. I don't know what's going on, but anyhow, I'm going to try to hold still, so maybe it'll stop doing that. Because I know if I'm seeing it, you're seeing it as well. But guys, I want to go ahead and jump into the video. I came up with this idea earlier today, and I'm thinking, am I going to use it, or am I going to be consistent with what I was talking about before? And obviously, I was meant to jump into this because I couldn't find my other notes from the last time. So hopefully, guys, I'll be able to bring that information back to you, because I'm telling you, the stuff that I had pulled together for the last video, and guys, I say for most of my videos, I find some interesting information when I tie everything together. Because right now I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you are watching this right now, then most likely maybe you've watched some of my other videos. I'm not sure, my lives, whatever. But again, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. My channel, Sunset Songs, is all about my personal journey with the law of attraction. If you're watching this right now, you may already know what the law of attraction is. The law of attraction is the idea that like attracts like, and it even kind of makes me think of the idea of balance. Okay. Okay, it kind of makes me think of balance, because that's what I'm really going to be talking about tonight, is balance, because that's what the energy of Libra is all about. It's about balance and maybe a bit of a balance beam, whatever you want to say. But basically, when it comes to the law of attraction, if you are thinking positive thoughts, doing positive things, hanging out with positive people, then through the law of attraction, it's so said that you would be attracting that kind of energy back into your life, and that would be the positive. On the other hand, and that's what I'm going to say about balance, okay? We have a left and a right side. You know, we have good and we have bad. We have the good, the bad, and maybe I'm thinking about the movie The Good, the Ugly, but we'll just say the good and the bad. I do know that it is a world of duality, but at the same time, you know, there is that energy, and even my channel is called Sunset Songs. So when you think about a sunset, there's the energy of light and dark, because in order for you to have a sunset, you have to have a sunrise. So that's light and dark together. So right there, it just goes to tell you that it's a world of duality. But at the same time, again, if you're thinking negative thoughts, you're hanging out with negative people, you're constantly, you know, doing negative, you get the idea, then it's so said that through the law of attraction, you would be attracting that back into your life. And my idea is, when the negative, we know that there's going to be things that are going to happen that we're not going to like. There's going to be people that are going to come around, and it could even be people like your friends, your loved ones, like they could fall off, like, I guess, say, they could fall off balance. They could, you know, tilt toward the wrong side sometimes, you know, and, you know, we love our friends, we love our loved ones, all that different stuff. But, you know, the idea is to try to get back on the right track. And when there is negative stuff, we want to transmute it. I'm not saying that we want to abandon everybody when they're going through things, because that's not my idea either. That's one of the reasons why I started my channel, is because I want to be able to reach out to others, and we kind of go through things together. And when there is negative, we're going to transmute it. So with that being said, there's a balance there. So, guys, I'm going to jump into, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you're looking at right now. And first off, I'm going to say, I've had a little bit of caffeine today, so I might be a little bit wired, but I'm going to bring all this together. So first off, I'm going to I want to say what's up to everybody, the names that I see so far. I think it's the picture's kind of messing up a little bit, but I think I see a I am. And in my last video, I talked a little bit about that I am energy. I see a who cares. I see a user 257. You know who you are. I see a Daniel Barrett, a Terrence, a Port Key on Happy G. I see a Richard Marcel. Guys, I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out with me during this full pink moon. I thought it was going to be a thing where I was going to be like, you know, saying, oh, this is the full pink moon, but I'm still talking about this. But the universe didn't want that. Like, it wanted me to focus in on this full pink moon, and that's what's up. So let me say what's up to everybody else. I see a Scarlett Trentha. I see a Brian Wilson. Guys, thank you again so much for coming to hang out with me during this full pink moon. I see more people coming in. It's so funny. I see a picture. I believe that's, oh, it's not Captain Kirk. But guys, and that's making me think about what I want to talk about tomorrow night. And I'm not going to go there. Is it Mr. Spock? Dr. Spock? I got to look it up, but I see the picture right now. And I just want to thank everybody for joining me. I see a Ken Habison. What's up, guys? Thank you guys so much for joining me. I want to ask you guys now, today is the 1st of the month. Today is April the 1st. It's also April Fool's Day. So, I'm going to be explaining what you're looking at right now, the visual and whatnot. It's April Fool's Day. We've got all this energy going on. We've got that full pink moon energy, all that going on. But with that being said, it's the 1st of the month. Now, if you guys are obviously, if you're watching this, you're most likely into the law of attraction. You may be into things that may be considered maybe a little bit witchy. And I'm going to quickly say that in order to make you feel comfortable, if you don't like the idea of saying witchy, I'm going to say, which way do you want to go? Like, when you wake up or whatever, are you choosing to wake up and think, okay, what wonderful, magical things could happen to me today? Or are you you wake up in the morning and it's just another mundane, boring day. I mean, we know that not every day is going to be awesome, but we're trying to make it we're trying to. I'm sorry, guys. I should have turned my notifications off, and I always forget to do that. I do apologize. But anyhow, and when that happens, it kind of throws me off a little bit. But I see a Eddie Landsberg. I see a Paul Allegra. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this full pink moon. There's so much energy going on right now. But I kind of said, I talked a little bit about the idea of witchcraft, or if you don't feel comfortable with that, I'll just say, which way do you want to go? The idea is are you going to think positive or are you going to think negative? Now, I do have to admit that, yes, I do work with the elements of nature. I work with the seasons and all that, because obviously right now this is a full pink moon. I'm already talking about it. So I work with the planets and all that different stuff. It just makes sense to me. But at the same time, I'll quickly say that, again, I say it for most of my videos, that if you're watching this, the algorithm picked you, because it's not like I tell everybody, like people that I know every day, that I have a channel and what the channel's about. Like, oh, I have a TikTok account and I'm on YouTube and all this, that, and the third. I don't necessarily share it with everybody because I go by the name Shadow Girl Sherry. And my idea is, I think that there are some people that I know in real, like, everyday life, where if they knew that I had this type of a channel where I'm talking about things like the elements of nature, I kind of talk about spells and different things, because the way I look at it, the way I've come to see things is that whether you don't know it or not, I really do believe that when you speak, it's kind of like a spell. You're spelling things out to the universe. Like, you're telling the universe what you want, what you're thinking, what you see. And I kind of feel like not everybody looks at it that way. They don't see it that way. But to me, definitely, when you're saying something, whether you know it or not, you're spelling it out to the universe. So that's a spell, really. So I don't know, take it and run with it. But there would be those that would know, if they knew about my channel, they would take it the wrong way and thinking, oh, I'm putting negativity out. And that's not my idea. I'm not trying to, I don't know, hex people and all that. That's not my idea. Another thing that I'm going to say is I believe in God, but I just believe that God wants us to be happy. And he put a lot of things there, whether you may call it God, you may call it source energy, different. If you were in certain parts of the world, you may call it a different energy, whatever. But my idea is to try to make everyone feel as comfortable as possible, to where you fit in. Here and there, I may be talking about a little bit of a religion, but I just kind of see the connection down through all of it, like the kind of like connect the dots. I see like the similarities and but it's a big discussion. So with that being said, I just wanted to say that. But right now, guys, looking at the image, is there anyone here that's up in the house right now? Do you have any idea what this young woman may be blowing into her house? And today is the 1st of the month. So if you're watching this right now, I have a feeling that you may have an idea as to what she would be blowing into her house on the very first day of the month. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to think about that. And hopefully someone's going to say it here in the comments. Like, is there anybody who if you're watching this, most likely you're into this stuff. And again, this is the very first day of the month. Okay. And this is a ritual that I hear about a lot. And I always feel wonderful when I get a chance to do this ritual, because I'll say that, I'm very, very blessed, whatever. I don't live alone. Okay. And, when you can live in like a household or whatever, you can hang out with, I could even say you can hang out with different people, and you may all have like different ideas about things. So I know that there's certain things that I do that, like, it may be taken, maybe I taken the wrong way or looked at in the wrong way. Like, for the most part, everybody, that I live with, we we're the same, but then there's different things that we go our own way on. Like, we have different kind of ideas, but at the same time, we can agree, right? So, and then the things that we don't agree on, I guess we just try not to talk about it or whatever. But when it comes to this particular thing that she's doing right now, because it's the first of the month, I try to get this in on the first of the month if I can remember. And yesterday, it just came to my thoughts that, okay, tomorrow's the first of the month. I want to do this ritual. I love to start the month out this way, and there's some people that would look at it and think that it's stupid, whatever. But I just remember one particular time where, again, I don't live alone. I did the ritual. It's the first of the month, and I, got it together. And again, I'm going to give everybody a chance to leave it here in the comments. What do you think this young lady's doing right now? And I'm also going to say that while you guys are thinking about this, I'm giving you time to think about it. I'm going to explain to you the idea that, again, I go by the name Shadow Girl Sherry. With that being said, I want to say that just because you are hanging out, during this full moon or whenever you come and hang out with me, whatever, for right now, I'm definitely going by that name, Shadow Girl Sherry. And I've been doing that pretty much ever since I started my channel. And after a while, I've said it here on my channel, I had already named my channel Sunset Songs. But at the same time, I hadn't, I came on and I didn't really mention myself. And after a little bit, for whatever reason, I just came up with this name, Shadow Girl. And then after a while, I added my real name, which is Sherry. So I became Shadow Girl Sherry. But it wasn't too long after I'm saying Shadow Girl and all this different stuff. The next thing I started noticing was videos popping up into my algorithm about shadow work. And obviously, if I'm calling myself Shadow Girl Sherry, then there's videos popping up about shadow work. It kept on happening that way. It came to me, I'm like, okay, the algorithm's trying to tell me that I need to do shadow work, and that makes sense. Okay, because I'm going by the name Shadow Girl Sherry. I didn't even know what shadow work was, but I'm calling myself Shadow Girl Sherry, so that's a message. So with that being said, I eventually started, I had my avatar. It looked a certain way, and then the next thing you know, it was probably around about maybe November, I'm going to say, of last year, right before, it started to get cold and all that, and I couldn't make videos outside because I love to make my videos outside. I couldn't do it that way because it was getting colder. So what I did, I took a picture of my own silhouette. That's my avatar. And then I had a flower. And the idea was that at that point, I'm going to have to start bringing the outdoors inside, because I love the elements of nature. I love to make videos outside as much as I can, but at that point I knew that it was getting too cold to do that. So that's the avatar that you're looking at. That's my own silhouette. But at the same time, recently I decided that, okay, I'm not going to necessarily show up, but one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, make my, the visual for you guys to look at as I'm, going live and talking. And I am going to come up with like an avatar that's going to stand in for me. And she's going to be an African-American woman because I'm African-American. But my idea is I go by Shadow Girl. So that's a bit of the costume. That's the Shadow Girl. But I want to somewhat make an appearance, but I want to let you know that that is not me. Like the woman that you're looking at, that's not me. She's not a real person. She's made up. It's just an avatar. She's not anybody I know. It's not me. She's standing in for me. And being that I go by Shadow Girl and I'm trying to be kind of mysterious, because I think mystery it's a fun thing in life. I don't know. I think people are drawn to a good mystery. Okay. Books, movies, whatever. Mysteries are fun, right? So, they're alluring, that's the word that's coming to me. But, recently I had her like veiled and all this different stuff. But the idea is there's always going to be a little bit of a mask because, again, I am a Gemini, and the Gemini is the sign of the twins. And I'm not going to go on to it because I'll be talking too much, but I'll also say that Gemini is an air sign, just like Libra. So you have that idea of two. It's about a balance. Okay. And basically, the mask is for me right now is that I guess I look the way I look in real life, but this is going to be like, I don't know, like the idea of me. And another way that she's wearing a mask is basically she's not wearing a mask, but the idea is she's not looking at you. Like her eyes, you can't see her eye color or anything. So there's a little bit of mystery about her. You don't know exactly what she looks like. So that's why you're looking at that. Obviously, she's got a pink dress on because it's the full pink moon. There's pink flowers and all that. So I've explained that. You see the pink pillows. I'll even say that, there's a candle on the table, but just to be safe and all that, when you're working with the candles and all that, I just want to have the disclaimer, whatever, to always be careful with your candles and, make sure, too much air is not getting to it from the outside or a curtain or anything like that, or even your herbs, right? I just want to just say that, just to be safe. A public service announcement, if you will, because she's blowing something in, and I'm just adding the idea of safety. But guys, does anybody have any idea what she might be blowing in to her home? And I did this today. I got this in today. I actually had this and I blew it into my home. And does anybody have any idea as to what she's blowing into her house, being that this is the first day of the month, right? Guys, I got to take a quick drink, and again, I got to take a drink, and I do apologize if you hear me gurgling and slurping. I'm just taking a drink, and because my throat's already tickling a little bit. But again, I'm so excited to deliver this message tonight. I usually am, because I have so much fun coming up with the information. But again, I don't live alone, so I'm going to have to jump into this and get the message delivered, okay? So I'm going to start reading from my notes. Now, guys, my channel is called Sunset Songs. With that being said, I always come up with what I call a sunset song. A sunset song, the idea of a sunset song is right before I go live or I make a video or whatever, I kind of ask my higher self, or just, if you don't want to call it your higher self, or maybe you might call it your spirit guides, if you think that's crazy. Maybe you might say, oh, well, I'm asking the angels. I don't know. If you think that's crazy, then, hey, I just thought it up in my mind. Like, okay, I got to come up with a song, play a song in my mind, in my heart, put it on my mind or my heart, like a song. And the idea is for the song to be tailored around whatever the subject matter it is that I'm going to be talking about for that particular, I'll call, episode to my channel, Sunset Songs. So with that being said, here in just a little bit, I'm going to tell you what that song is, but I'm going to be reading down through my notes. And again, I know, there's those that got to get up early in the morning or whatever, so I'm going to try to wrap this up as quickly as I can, but I wanted to come and hang out with you guys. Tomorrow night, if I get a chance, I'm going to try to come back and talk a little bit more about this full pink moon, because you can work with the energy 3 days before, the night of the fact, and 3 days after. 3 days, 3 nights after. So tomorrow night, if I get a chance, I'm not going to make any promises, but there's another way that I want to weave an idea into this, and if I get a chance. But it's all about balance, and we have to find a balance in life, and that's my thing. That I kind of struggle with sometimes, is finding a balance. So I'll leave it at that, but I'm going to try to come and hang out tomorrow night if I can. But let me jump into this. Okay. So, no one has said anything about what they think. Leave it in the comments. Again, what you think she may be, or what I'm blowing into my house. I actually did this earlier today for the full pink moon. And let me pull this down and hope that it hasn't, okay, here we are. Here's the information, because I don't want it to get lost in technology and all that. Okay, so let me read some information about the full pink moon, and I'm just going down through my notes, guys. Again, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight, because you could be doing anything else. You could be doing so many other things right now for this full pink moon, but for whatever reason, again, you're hanging out with me, and you're having this sacred time with me, this sacred time, this sacred space with me. It's I don't know, a moment we're seeing, but we'll never see again. So I want to thank you so much for spending it with me. It's special. So here we are. Okay, so I'm going to start reading my notes. The Libra full moon tonight, April 1st, 2026. Okay, so this full moon is all about finding your center, because when you think about balance, there's a center point. Okay, when you think about balance, you want to think about that center. Okay, and again, this full moon is all about finding your center, the energy. Libra is the sign of the scales. And guys, that's why I don't know how big of a, what you're looking at this video, this live on, what you're tuning into this live on, whether it's a big screen or it's small or whatever, but there's two tarot cards that are present in the picture, in the background here, and you can see them over here to the right. If you're not familiar with tarot cards, the first tarot card that you're looking at is the Fool. Okay, and I picked that particular tarot card. It doesn't necessarily correspond with the Libra energy. That's the card that's over beside the Fool tarot card. It's the one that's closer over to the right. Okay, and that tarot card is the Justice card. Okay, the Justice Tarot card corresponds with the energy of Libra, because it's about balance. And but it's called Justice, and I'm going to talk about that as I go on down through my notes. But the first card you're looking at is called the Fool. The reason why I picked that particular tarot card to start everything off, I'll say a little bit about it, is because today's April Fool's Day. Okay, and that's the reason why I decided to feature that particular tarot card here for this live. It's because today's April Fool's Day. That tarot card, it's called the Fool, and it is the very first tarot card of the deck. And I can't see it, but I do believe the number that is on this card is a 0. Okay, and it's all about I believe it's like the hero or the fool's journey, whatever. I got to look up more information about that, whatever. So I don't want to say that, but it's the very first card that you're going to start out with the Rider-Waite. And I've often heard people say that, and I definitely feel that it's the most powerful card in the deck, because basically it stands for you. Like, you're on your journey, like in life, in the tarot. When you start the tarot, it basically stands for you. Okay, because the Fool is going through the journey of life, and there's going to be lessons that he's going to learn, and the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever, but it's the beginning. Okay, and I decided that I wanted to work with that card because, again, it's April Fool's Day. It's the very first day of the month, in the same way that is the very first card of the deck. This is the very first day of the month. And another thing, I think that this might be the first full moon, and don't mark me here on this, but I do believe, quote me, but I think that this might be the first full moon that's marking, like, once we've really, I'll leave that alone, because I think, we're in Aries season, but there's a lot of fire energy, and it's a start, like getting started, right? And Aries is, again, it's the very first sign. So there's a lot of first kind of energy here. So with that being said, I'm going to keep reading my notes, because, again, I got to consider everybody, and, you might have to get up early in the morning. I know that I have to get up in the morning and do things. So here we go. So, all right, the energy. Okay. Libra is the sign of the scales. Tonight is about looking at your relationships and your own personal peace. It's a balancing point where you have to decide what stays in your life and what needs to be let go of to find harmony. Okay. Because when you have balance, you have harmony. Okay. So the theme, we are moving from me, me is Aries. Okay. Me is Aries. Okay. So we're in Aries season, but at the same time, we're moving to that we. Okay, there's the me is me, and then now we're kind of thinking about we, okay, because there's Aries, but now there's the energy. It's a full moon in Libra, okay, and with that, it's about we. It's about balance too, okay, and so again, moving from me Aries to we Libra, it's the perfect time to ask: Am I giving too much? Am I giving too much? And think about when it comes to Aries, to me, I think about a lot of that idea of I am, like I'm going to get this done. I am. It's powerful. It's fire. It's moving ahead. Like when I get up in the morning, I am going to do this. AM. You think about you get up in the morning, it's AM, and then I think about not only just AM like morning, but I am going to do this. And I've seen it. I've heard it said that when you put I am before anything, it's very powerful, because it's kind of like it's like it's powerful to say I am. Like there's that divine energy there. I am going to do this. So with that being said, I'm going to keep rooting through my notes. Okay, so we are moving from me, Aries, I am, to we. Now, when we think about we, you got to consider yourself and the other person, whoever it is that you're in this whatever kind of relationship or whatever with. Like if you're living together, whatever, relationship, a friendship, whatever. Okay, balance. Okay, so moving from me Aries to we Libra, it's the perfect time to ask: Am I giving too much? Am I being fair? Am I giving too much? Am I being fair to myself? Okay, the tarot connection. Justice. Okay, again, Libra aligns, most corresponds with the Justice tarot card, and that's the second tarot card that you're looking at here in this picture. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep reading the information. The tarot connection. Justice. The Justice card is the perfect partner for Libra because it literally shows the scales. Okay, it shows the scales of justice. The symbolism. In the card, Justice sits between two pillars, holding a sword in one hand for clear, sharp truth, and scales in the other for balance. The message. This card isn't about what we want to be true, it's about what is true. It represents karmic law. The idea that what goes around comes around. And this just makes me think about law and order. Makes me think about law and order, okay? So again, the message. This card isn't about what we want to be true. It's about what is true. It represents karmic law. The idea that what comes around goes around, okay? So this just makes me think. I came up with all this, started thinking about it this morning. It came to me. And so the universe just said, you know what, this is what you need to talk about tonight. So I just want to mention this card. It reminds us to be honest with ourselves. It reminds us to be honest with ourselves. You be honest with yourself. Okay. It's about taking responsibility for our choices so we can move forward with a clean slate. Okay. It's about taking responsibility for our choices so we can move forward with a clean slate. Okay. Now, guys, I also mentioned that, again, my channel is called Sunset Songs. I told you what a sunset song is already. It's just a song that I think of right before I go live or whatever, that is basically tailored around whatever subject matter that I'm going to be talking about for that episode. And I just weave the idea of whatever I'm talking about in with the song. Now, I didn't get to get as much information about this song tonight because it was last minute, but I still think you guys are going to like it. And the idea is, even next month, if I wanted to come back and share more information about the song, the inspiration, all that, I could do it, because again, it'll be the first of the month. And we have a first of the month every month. And the idea is there is a ritual that goes with that people often do on the very first day of the month. And my idea is, it's what you believe. There's some people that would look at this ritual and say, what are you doing? Like, that's stupid. Like, why do you do that? But my idea is, if you believe in it, when you believe in something, that's the magic in it. Whatever what you believe in, you see that the first letters of believe is B. Like, that's what's going to be. That's my idea. What you believe is what's going to be, because you're putting power into it when you believe it. Okay. And again, so it's going to make sense. The song that I'm going to say, I'm going to let you know here in just a second. This is going to be the sunset song. It's all about what you believe. Like, you give power to whatever it is, your thoughts, your actions, whatever, if you believe in it. Now, if you don't believe in it, if you're doing certain things and you don't believe in it, then what does it mean? Okay. So the song that, I came up with, started playing in my mind, in my heart, or whatever. The song is What a Fool Believes. And the song is by the Doobie Brothers. Okay. Now, and it's basically, to me, it's like a musical kind of mirror for the Justice card. Okay. So the story, about the story that is told with the song What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. This is the story. It's about a man who runs into an old flame. And I want you to think about that, because Aries season is fire. Okay. Aries season is fire. And we're even within the energy. This year is the year of the fire horse. So there's a lot of flame and hot energy and moving forward. And that's the idea. Okay. So, again, the story, and think about Aries season and all that fire energy and passion. Okay. The story, it's about a man who runs into an old flame and it's about a man who runs into an old flame and tries to recreate a romance that never actually existed. The foolish part. Okay. And I want you to think about the Fool Tarot card and today's April Fools. And guys, did any of you play any April Fool's jokes on anybody? If you want to leave it in the comments. If you don't want to leave it in the comments. Did you fool anybody today? Did anybody fool you? If you could leave it here in the comments. What prank did you pull? What prank was pulled on you? Did you fall for it? Whatever. Okay. So I'm going to continue on with this. And then if you don't want to share the story, then just say, yes, it happened to me, or yes, I played a prank on somebody. Okay. And just the idea is to get, it's not just, this live isn't about me. I want you guys to engage and know that this is not just my journey, and it's not just like the fool's journey, but it's our journey. This is a community thing. So, whatever you want to leave here in the comments, of course, I'd love it if you would leave me hearts, but again, I got to earn it. And, my idea is, my channel on YouTube is called Sunset Songs. That's the name of my whole channel is Sunset Songs. Okay. But here on YouTube, you're going to find me under Shadow Girl Sherry Shadow Closet. You can find the same over on YouTube, but again, Sunset Songs. I'll be sharing more with I'll say the logo and everything looks like. When you're looking for my channel, Sunset Songs, there are lots of channels called Sunset Songs on YouTube. But mine is basically, it's a circle. And within that circle, you have my top, like, part of two colors that I think really makes up a beautiful sunset, because my channel is called Sunset Songs. And two of those colors, pink and orange. And the Sunset Songs, I think maybe the top part is pink, the sunset, and then the song, I believe, is orange. But I'm going to start sharing that more, like the logo, whatever you want to call it. But the circle stands basically for the idea that both a sun and a moon, they're both circular. It's a circle. So Sunset Songs, my idea is, when I think about a sunset, I think about the moon and the sun and the moon meeting up together, and they're like sharing a quick kiss or something or whatever, because it's the end of the day. So Sunset Songs, the sun and the moon together, and they kissed each other. That's my idea. And the idea is to get together, talk about the things, whatever we've gone through the day, whether it's trials, tribulations, and we're transmuting it. Or what I would like to think is that we just had a wonderful day. But either way, we're meeting up to talk about it, discuss music, and enjoy the journey together. Okay. So with that being said, I always think about, before I go live, I always try to, and I got the flame going right now. I've said it before. I have a bit of a travel altar. I try to work with it every day. What it is basically like a soup tureen. Like, it has a lid, a ladle to it and everything. And I put a candle down in it. I burn a bit of an incense to kind of clear energy away. I do that, sometimes throughout the day to kind of clear energy or whatever. And I'm always thinking about myself, and I'm thinking about you all as I'm going throughout the day. If I get a chance, not every day I get to do it, but when I do, I'm thinking about my channel. I'm thinking about you guys. And the idea of it is this travel altar, and it kind of looks like if we were all together sitting at a table, we could pass this container down, like this soup ladle or whatever. It could be, soup. It could be, I don't know. I've thought about, I love fondue pots. Like I could have like a fondue pot. And if we had that, then the idea is to share, like we're coming together. So, but I light a candle in it. And the idea is I would like to think that when I go live and I'm talking, I'm putting a bit of a fire in you. And whenever you like, click, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, any of those things, you're letting me know that I'm lighting a little bit of a fire in you. And we're just working this thing together, and we're lighting the path together. But, that's the idea. So I've got that going right now. So anyhow, so let me continue with what I've been talking about, the story. Okay, the song What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. The story behind this song is it's about a man who runs into an old flame and tries to recreate a romance that never actually existed. The foolish part, the lyrics say, but what a fool believes, he sees. No wise man has the power. No wise man has the power to reason away. Okay, and the Fool tarot card. Okay, and the idea with the Fool's tarot card, it always stands for you, but you might think about a younger person. And hey, we all start out in the beginning, you're a fool. Like it can be fun because you're thinking whatever you think. But as you go through the journey, you're learning as well. So what a fool believes, okay? But sometimes when you think something and it feels so real to you and you really believe it, it's magical. But it can be to the point where it can be delusional as well. Like, what's that saying? Oh, I can't. It's not coming to me. Ignorance is bliss. Okay, ignorance is bliss. Okay, and the fool's journey. So anyhow, I'm going to continue with this. Okay, the foolish part. The lyrics say, but what a fool believes, he sees. No wise man has the power to reason away. Okay, the lesson. While the justice card demands the cold, hard truth, the fool in the song chooses to see what he wants to see instead of what is right in front of him. He ignores the scales of reality. Okay? Now, tonight under this Libra full moon, the scales are coming out. We're looking at the Justice Tarot card, which tells us that the truth always comes to light. It's like the classic Doobie Brothers song, sometimes we're like the fool who believes what he wants to see, even when the reality is different. Tonight is the night to put down the nostalgic tales and look at the scales of justice. The truth, okay? Sometimes we don't like the truth, okay? But the truth, it'll set you free. Okay, so I've talked a little bit about the full moon, the Libra full moon. The idea of Libra, it's an air sign, and just like I'm a Gemini and it's an air sign, but again, it's the scales of justice. When you think about Libra, you think about that tarot card. That's the card that most corresponds with Libra, and it's the scales of justice. I think about law and order and being in the court, law and order and what's fair, okay? And it is what it is, okay? So the Justice card is all about the truth. Okay. And then here we have the Doobie Brothers song. Guys, have you heard the song like by the Doobie Brothers? What do you think about the song? It's an old song. Again, I'm going to be going down, telling you a little bit about the song, but I didn't get a lot of information because this was a last minute idea. But when I thought about it, I'm like, wow, the first day of the month, it's April day. It's April Fool's Day. The first day of the month, April Fool's Day. The Fool's Tarot card, and it's all about working from there. So, do you guys know? Have you heard this song? I see a Sev. Guys, I don't want to pronounce anyone's name wrong, but I just want to say what's up to everybody, and happy full pink moon in Libra. And guys, just let me know how you're feeling tonight. What do you think about the song? Do you like the song? You don't like the song? Is there another song by the Doobie Brothers? Have you heard the song? Whatever. Just want to get a bit of a conversation started. I'm very talkative, but yeah, I like to share as well. So here we go. So again, I'm going to go through these notes here. So I've told you about the Justice Tarot card, which is about truth. Law and order, okay? And then the Doobie Brothers song, What a Fool Believes, basically it's the illusion. It's the illusion, it's delusion, okay? And there we go. And okay, no one has said with the magical like herb or whatever it is that she's blowing into her house. Guys, it's the first of the month. I see a turtle mango. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight under this full pink moon energy. There's a lot of things going on tonight. The president's, I'm thinking about, I don't even want to make any suggestions because I'm thankful that you guys are joining me tonight. But, the president is doing a little talking tonight. There's also something else that's going on. I'm not even going to say it because I'm so glad you guys are going to join me. Hopefully tomorrow night I'm going to try. I don't want to make any promises. But I think this is what I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to try to talk about tomorrow night. I'm not going to make any promises. But I think this subject's going to be popular for a little bit longer. But anyhow, but what she's blowing into her house, this woman that's standing in for me, is it's cinnamon. Because the first of the month ritual that said that I know a lot of people know about it, and a lot of people probably did it today, was the cinnamon ritual, okay? Blowing cinnamon into your house, okay? And I want to quickly say that always be careful, like when you're working with herbs and things like that. I do believe that when it comes to cinnamon, there could be some people that might be allergic to it. Now, I remember there was one time I did it, and I always try to do it when no one's in, like, the living room or whatever, so I don't have to, well, what's that or whatever. But there was one time I did it, and I didn't want to explain and all that because, again, the wrong idea might be picked up on, whatever. But and it's not every month that I get a chance to do it. Now, last month was March. That's a windy month and all that. I definitely wanted to make a video about it last month, the cinnamon ritual. Now, last year for 2025, I think for March, I made a little bit of a video about the cinnamon ritual. And I just think about it, that's a powerful time to talk about it because March wind, and you're working with wind because you're blowing your breath and your words and your spell. What you're telling the universe is what's up. You're blowing that into your house. So that's air, breath, all that. So, but the March wind. But anyhow, so cinnamon. But guys, when it comes to that, if you have animals, be careful because I think that cats can be allergic. You just have to be careful when you're working with different things. Always, when you're working with herbs and things and flowers, even you go outside and you look at some beautiful flower, you can't pick up every flower. They might be beautiful, but think about it. A rose is the most high. A rose is the flower with the highest vibration to it. And with that being said, it's beautiful, but of course, you can't touch a rose. Okay. You can't touch a rose because it's going to prick you because it has thorns. So with that being said, that's the highest vibrational flower that there is. But then there's other flowers they could be beautiful, but they could also be poisonous. So I'm just letting you know, don't run around and just think. I mean, I've even had my phone where I'm out and, you know, having a walk or whatever, and, you know, I could be with someone or I could be alone and I have my phone, and I have my phone where, you know, you take a picture of it and then it identifies what the image is. And there's been times where even my phone's gotten it wrong. Um, Things can be mixed up, and there's some things that, you know, you can eat, they're edible, but then there's some things you got to make sure because they look like another flower or another herb or whatever. So you always just have to be careful. So I just wanted to say that. So anyhow, I'm going to keep reading down through my notes. I want to say what's up to everybody. I see a spirit boy blue. I think I saw that name the other night. I want to say what's up to everybody, and thank you so much for joining me tonight for this full pink moon and the wonderful energy that we've got going on and everything. And we're just starting a journey because this is the first day of the month, right? Cracking that whip, the first day of the month. So, and we're trying to start it out on a good foot, a good note, and that's why we do the cinnamon ritual. But I've told you the reasons why you got to be careful with it. Again, consider your pets, your family members, is anybody allergic, whatever. And I do believe cats might be. So I've said it before. I say that my co-host here on my channel is my crazy cat, Sasha. And the thing about her is obviously she's a cat. So I'm always very, very careful when I do the ritual, you know, and I'm just careful with her because I got to watch her. Even when it comes to my candles and stuff, as soon as I light the candles, I got to make sure that they're in a spot where, because she gets mystified by it. So anyhow, so let me keep reading. So it's all about safety. But today, again, the action that we are taking to move forward is the cinnamon ritual, okay? So did anybody do that today? Guys, I know, have you heard of the cinnamon ritual? Let me hurry up and keep reading my notes because, again, morning comes, okay? So, again, April 1st, April Fool's Day, and the song, What a Fool Believes, okay? So I want to tell you some of the lyrics to the song. I didn't get all of them, but some of them. Okay. So What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. The song was written by Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins. Okay. And here's the lyrics. Okay. Here's the lyrics to the song What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers, written by Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins. Okay. He came from somewhere back in her long ago. He came from her. No, I'm sorry. He came from somewhere back in her long ago. The sentimental fool don't see. The sentimental fool don't see. Trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created once in her life. She musters a smile for his nostalgic tale, never coming near what he wanted to say. Never coming near what he wanted to say, only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life. He never made her think twice. As he rises to her apology, anybody else would surely know he's watching her go. Okay? I hope I read that right, because it's kind of tongue-tied right there. But anyhow, she had a chance. I'm sorry. She musters a smile for his nostalgic tale, never coming near what he wanted to say, only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life. He never made her think twice. As he rises to her apology, anybody else would surely know he's watching her go. Okay, chorus. But what a fool believes, he sees. No wise man has the power to reason away. What seems to be is always better than nothing at all. Okay, so that's part of the lyrics. I couldn't pull all of them up, but that's what I got. Who knows, next month, it could be next month, sometime this month, whatever, where I'll come back and at some point, anytime, it could be months from now, I don't know, I could come back and tell you more information about the song, you know, the inspiration behind it and all that. But this was a last minute idea, and guys, thank you again for sharing this full pink moon with me, and I'm going to keep reading down through my notes. But that's the lyrics, not the full song, but part of the lyrics, okay? So, now, the first of the month cinnamon ritual, and that's what the woman that's standing in for me is doing right now, okay? So since Libra is about bringing things into balance, this ritual is how you tip the scales toward prosperity. The timing. It's a good thing to maybe do on the very first day of the month, but I mean, you could do it anytime. Cinnamon always stands for what it stands for. It's, you know, it's cinnamon has the energy of like action, and it's heat, it's passion. Oftentimes when I have my cinnamon and I'm doing my first of the month cinnamon ritual, I'm thinking about, like, I put it in my hand. I want to warm it up in my hand because I'm trying to get some warm, passionate energy coming into my home. And when I think about, and it's also cleansing, right? Like, it has that protection kind of energy to it. We also know about salt and all that, but I'm not going there. I will quickly say that there was one year I made a video where I talked about my the thing that I did for April 1st, the prank that I pulled, or that I shared for my channel for that year. And it's a couple years ago. I just talked about that a prank that you could pull at the breakfast table or whatever like that, starting the day out, or like, you know, I would think the breakfast table. You could put like salt in the sugar container or sugar in the salt container. And then you get what I'm saying. It's just for fun because they look the same, but obviously they're different. You know, salt, sugar, sweet, not so sweet. You get what I'm saying. It's just a little bit of a prank there. So, but that's what I shared. And, you know, I talked a little bit about the energy and all that, but it's in my videos. It's just for fun. That was a couple of years ago. But right now I'm talking about cinnamon, but I put it in my hand. I warm it up. I think about, when I think about cinnamon, you know, it's passionate. It's hot. It's a fire kind of element to it. It's also said to be protective. And I think about, you know, people think about money, like you want to have abundance, like come into your home. That's why you're blowing it into your home. Now, when I think about abundance, I think about the number like 888, because that's abundance, money, all that. And you get what I'm saying. And, and then you think about the Fool's Tarot card, it's a circle. So, and then a number 8 is basically two circles together, and they're basically just dying into each other. It's forever, like ongoing, just like a circle. It just keeps going round and round. A number 8, it's one circle that just dies, but it never ends. Like it just keeps on going. It dies into another circle, but at the same time, it doesn't die. It just keeps going. It's unending. So it's the energy of infinity. And it's the energy of, there's a balance to it because there's two circles with that 8. And they're together, so there's balance. It's the sign of infinity. But then when you think about the number 8, you think about money and abundance, okay? And then being aligned with that. And when I have my cinnamon, I just think about those ideas. And not only do I think about money, like abundance, like life, having an abundance of money, but I think about what does it mean altogether. Like abundance to me means a wealth in money, a wealth in like family, like my family's healthy, happy. Wealth also, it can mean like in love. It's all the way around. It wouldn't have to just mean wealth as in money, because you can have all the money in the world and not be happy, right? You could be going on a job. You could be going on a job where you're making lots of money and you have everything, but if you're not happy, you're not happy. You could have all these different things and not have a family or someone to share it with, and then you're not happy. But I could go on and on and on about that. Like, you know what? Like, you could have happiness within yourself. So you get what the idea is. But abundance, just want to share that. So anyhow, I'm going to keep reading. Again, you can do this ritual. A lot of people perform this ritual today because it's the very first day of the month, and you want to think about when you do it on the first day of the month, you're covered for the whole month. Like, let's get this going. So it's fiery energy, protection, all that. So So today would be a good day, but other people, you could do it anytime. But powerful on the very first day or within the next couple of days, I would say it's definitely powerful. Okay, so the action. Now, I kind of quickly got some of this information. I looked it up and I'm just sharing it with you. Just kind of tweak it and look up more information if you want to, but I'm giving you the idea if you've never heard of the idea of the cinnamon ritual on the first day of the month. So, put about 3 small spoonfuls. Now me, I usually do less than that because I got to think about my cat and things like that. I just put like a little bit and warm it up and, you know, warm it up in my hand and my energy's going into it because it's in my hand and I've warmed it up and, you know, cinnamon's already warm anyway. And, you know, always be careful with your eyes and all that. But anyhow, okay, the action. Put about 3 small spoonfuls or a generous pinch, again, or a generous pinch of cinnamon powder in the palm of your right hand. In your right hand is said to be your giving hand. This is where you're going to be giving. And giving, even when you think about the right hand, I do believe that is aligned with the male, like give, like force, like here you go, giving, the giving energy. So just telling you these things. These are the things that are coming to my mind, into my mind. Okay, so a generous pinch of cinnamon powder in the palm of your right hand. Again, your right hand is your giving hand. The left is the receiving. Now, to me, I just looked up that it's better to do it with your right hand, I guess, because that's the giving hand. So you're thinking that the universe is going to give it back to you. And now I'm pulling the puzzle. There was a puzzle piece. Once you go over an hour, in order to go longer, you have to draw a puzzle piece over, and it fit. So I'm going to continue this live for a little bit longer. Try to hurry up and finish these notes because, guys, I hate when I come up with lots of notes. I always love the information I come up with, but sometimes I get too much information and then I got to have a part 2 and all that. I'm going to try my best not to do that tonight. Okay, so the right hand again is your the hand that is the giving hand. Okay. Now, I was always under the thought that you do it with your left hand, but everybody does something different. And this is what I saw tonight. Throughout the day, I looked up information and what came up was you do it with your right hand. So I'm just sharing it with you. Okay. So put about 3 small spoonfuls. Again, consider your family, be respectful to whoever lives with you and your cat, because I got a cat. Got to make sure she doesn't get sick or breathe it in and all that. Get the idea. All right. Or a generous pinch of cinnamon powder in the palm of your right hand, your giving hand. Okay. Go to your front door, step just outside. And there's been times where I have like family and stuff, so people are inside. So what I'll do is just kind of put it on the outside of my door, just so if I don't get a chance, because I like to do it every month. I like to do it, but sometimes I don't get a chance. But just sharing it today, I got to do it. So anyhow, so go to your front door, step just outside and face inward toward your home. Okay. Before you blow, state your intention with power. Okay. State your intention. And, you know, you could, to me, I like to hold it in my hand and warm it up. And some people might say a prayer. I kind of say a prayer. And when I think about prayer, I say a bit of a prayer. And then I say some affirmations at the same time. All in there. Gotta quickly, I don't live alone, so I gotta hurry. So the mantra, you might want to say this, or just say a prayer, another affirmation, but this is something that I can share with you, the mantra. When I blow this cinnamon, prosperity will enter this house. When I blow this cinnamon, abundance will come to stay. When I blow this cinnamon, abundance will live here. Okay? Just a mantra, just sharing it with you. There's other ones you could come up with. You could come up with something yourself if you want. Just tailor it the way you want to do it. Just like I tailor songs to the subject matter that I'm talking about. And the song that I'm talking about tonight, I'm talking about this full pink moon in Libra. And I tailored the song, What a Fool Believes, weaved it all together, and it's going down. Okay, so the finish. Blow the cinnamon across the threshold into your home. Okay, do not sweep it up for at least 24 hours. Let that energy settle into the floor. You can always look up information and tweak this the way you want to do it. Okay, but this is just what I'm sharing with you. Okay, so now I'm going to connect some more dots. Okay, Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the song by the Doobie Brothers, What a Fool Believes. The problem: the song, What a Fool Believes, shows us a man stuck in a nostalgic tale. He's looking at the past through a blurry lens, ignoring the reality of the situation. The solution: the Libra full moon and the Justice card. This is a tarot card in the Rider-Waite deck. And it's featured here on the right. Okay, he's wearing a red robe, and that's fiery, and there we go. Aries, all that. Okay, just think about that. But think about Libra, because that's the card that it's about Libra, but Aries is that red fiery energy. Just listen to me and hear me out here. Okay, so he's looking at the past through a blurry lens, ignoring the reality of the situation. The solution: the Libra full moon and the Justice card arrive to clear the fog. Justice says, look at the scales. Stop believing the illusion and see the truth. Okay? The action: once you see the truth and clear out the old tales, you make room for something new. You blow the cinnamon through your door to invite real, grounded abundance, that newly cleared space. You're thinking about you've cleared your space and all that, and now you're blowing some new things to arrive in your house. This is the first day of the month. This is the idea here. And it's about moving forward. When you clear space and you have that space and you're blowing that cinnamon in, the space is clear for something new to come in. Okay? So, and it's real, like not delusional stuff, but we want real. Okay? So, grounded abundance into that newly cleared space. Okay? Now, all right, the right hand versus the left hand. Okay? The giving versus receiving. Okay? Now, here's some information. The left hand is traditionally seen as the receiving hand in many spiritual practices. However, there is a specific reason many people use the right hand for the cinnamon ritual. The right hand is for action. The right hand is considered the projective or active hand. By blowing the cinnamon from your right hand, you are actively directing that abundance into your home. It's like you are the one casting the spell to make things happen. The secret choice. Many practitioners actually say the best hand to use is your dominant hand, the one you write with, because that is where your personal power is strongest. If you feel more in tune using your left hand because if you feel more in tune using your left hand because you want to receive the money, you can absolutely do that. Okay? In rituals, your intention is always more powerful than the specific hand you use. Okay? Now, and I'm sorry guys, I'm just reading this fast because I'm thinking about everybody has to get up in the morning, but I wanted to come and share some of the sacred space with you guys. And again, I want to thank you so much for joining this time with me, right? This is the time we're seeing, but you know, it's special because we're never going to see it again. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing this space with me. Okay. So the moon, tonight's full pink moon timing, the moon is reaching its peak brightness right in the middle of the evening. Okay. The peak time, the full moon officially peaks tonight. Now, we were within this energy. I was making the video at that time. We were tuned into this live at that time, but the window's kind of past, but we're still in the moon of the energy, right? The energy of the moon. Okay, the peak time. The full moon officially peaked tonight, April 1st at 10:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? What you'll see, okay? It will be visible all night long. If you look east at sunset, you'll see it climbing up the horizon. By 10 p.m., right as I'm doing, this and everything, it will be the absolute brightest. Right now is like the brightest, okay? Now, why is it called the pink moon? Despite the beautiful name, the moon won't actually look pink. It will be that bright, glowing white gold. The flower connection. Okay, now it's called the pink moon because it's pertaining to a flower. That's the whole idea. The flower connection. It is named after a North American wildflower called moss pink or wild ground phlox, and I'm going to spell that. It's Phlox. Again, I'm sorry, guys, that I'm reading so fast, but I'm just being considerate. It's getting later. Okay, so just look it up. But I'm trying to read things as smoothly as I can. And I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. Again, but I'm just kind of rushing because it's, the morning's coming and all that. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Okay, so there are some of the, moss pink or wild ground phlox. I'll spell it again. Phlox. These are some of the very first flowers to bloom in the spring. The meaning: because these flowers represent the first burst of life after winter, the pink moon symbolizes rebirth, renewal, and growth. It's the universe's way of saying the waiting is over, it's time to bloom. Okay, now, tonight we have the full pink moon in Libra. Libra is the sign of the Justice card, the cold, hard truth. But the pink moon is named after flowers that are just starting to grow. It's a reminder that we can't grow if we're stuck in the nostalgic tales of what a fool believes. We have to see the truth, justice, blow out the old energy, cinnamon, and make room for the new growth, pink moon, to actually happen. Okay? Now, let me move right on down through this. And guys, trying to wrap this up as quickly as I can. What a Fool Believes was written by Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins, and it was this song, What a Fool Believes, it was written by Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins. It was a massive hit. It was a massive 1978 hit for the Doobie Brothers. Now the core theme of it, it's about a man clinging to a nostalgic, one-sided. Now, we're talking about the scales here, but this is a man, okay? The core theme of this song is, it's a man clinging to a nostalgic, one-sided or imagined relationship, holding on to a belief that his love will return despite all evidence to the contrary, okay? So I hope you see this idea of justice and Libra and the truth and illusion and separating the two. Delusion, all that stuff. Okay. Now, and this is basically going to be wrapping this whole idea up. I wish I could have talked longer and tell you more about the inspiration, but maybe that'll be next month. Every month we have a first of the month, obviously. But I want to let you in on this. Right before I was about to go live, I often talk about the chakras and the numbers and the hertz and all that deal with the chakras and all that. Now, when you look at the Justice Tarot card, this is all about justice. And the man, or the person that's featured in this card, I could have looked up more information, but I'm just telling you what I know and what you can see. Obviously this is a person of power. You might think about a courtroom, justice is being served, law and order. But at the same time, they're wearing a crown, okay? They're wearing a crown on their head, okay? So this makes me think of the divine, a connection to the crown chakra. Like, okay, he's wearing a crown. Okay, this person is a person of authority. They're wearing a crown. There's this king-like energy to it, a crown. You get what I'm saying, okay? And that made me think of the idea of the crown chakra. And I had a synchronicity, and I have these, and I noticed it, and I'm like, I'm going to share it with my viewers. A little bit right before I went live, I looked at the time on my phone, okay, because I make my videos from my phone, right? And my not the percentage, like the battery charge or whatever, like the time that I had, before I charged. It wasn't that. It was the actual time that I was about to go live. Right before I went live, it was 9:36 p.m. Now, when I see numbers, there's a lot of times it makes me think about other things. It was 9:36 p.m. And when I saw that, I'm like, wait a minute, 9:36. Either way you go around, if you have these numbers, either way you twist them up like a Rubik's Cube, whatever way lineup way that you have it, whether it's 936, 639, 369, whatever way you do it, it's aligned to a different chakra. Okay. And it has a frequency. Okay. But when the numbers are lined up as in, okay, the number again, it was 9:36 p.m. When I looked at that, I automatically thought that aligns to either the crown or the third eye. So I quickly I looked it up, information on it, 9:36 p.m. Okay, the number 9:36 hertz. When you think about it as in the sound, like 9:36 in hertz, it is often grouped with or very similar to 963 hertz. I'm sorry, to 963. There we go. You see the numbers, the combination, the connect the dots here. The number 936 hertz, often grouped with or very similar to 963 hertz, which corresponds directly to the crown chakra, okay, which is located at the very top of your head, okay. In the world of sound healing, in what is it? I'll spell it SOLFEGGIO frequencies. I just don't know how to spell it, but it's frequencies. Okay. This is known as the frequency of the gods or the tone of spirits, the tone of spirit. Okay. Your connection to the divine, higher knowledge, all that. Okay. It's the frequency of the gods or the tone of spirit. Okay. And, I just wanted to share that because again, it's the crown chakra, and in the tarot card that corresponds with Leo, I said Leo. That corresponds with Libra is the Justice tarot card, and in that card, the person is wearing a crown. Okay, so I wanted to share that. So I just wanted to share that synchronicity. I'm gonna quickly read this, and this is going to be the shutdown of my video because I got to shut it down because you get what I'm saying. Okay, so now let me tell you a little bit about the frequency here. 963 hertz goes perfectly with the synchronicity. The crown chakra, which is also called the Sahara, and I'll spell it. The crown chakra is also called, and I got to spell it because I don't know how to pronounce it, Sahasrara. Okay, this is your center. Again, there we go, center, and we're talking about centering because it's balance. Okay, now the crown chakra, this is your center for spiritual connection, enlightenment, and oneness. Okay, while Libra and the Justice card deal with the truth on earth, the crown chakra connects you to the universal truth. Okay, quickly read it again. This is your center for spiritual connection, enlightenment, and oneness. While Libra and the Justice card deal with truth on earth, the crown chakra connects you to the universal truth. Okay, so this is what's up. And in this tarot card, again, the Justice tarot card, the person in the card has a crown on their head. And I told you about the synchronicity. Okay, so moving forth with it, the pineal gland, okay, the pineal gland, the third eye, okay, 936 hertz is specifically used to activate the pineal gland, your third eye interior, okay, your third eye. That's and that's a center thing, like it's right in between your eyes, your third eye, okay. It helps clear the fog, okay, illusion. We're getting rid of that illusion, delusion. This is what's real. Like with this third eye, it's what's real. Like you see things with your natural eye, but your third eye is, okay, you're awake and aware here. Okay, so here we go. And again, it's that balance. I thought this went along perfectly here. The pineal gland, 963 hertz, is specifically used to activate the pineal gland, your third eye. It helps clear the fog so you can see past illusions. Perfect for moving away from the nostalgic tales in what a fool believes. The connection. If the Justice card is about the scales, the 936 hertz frequency is the light that lets you see the scale clearly. Okay? Now, guys, so this is just the idea. I just want to share with you guys. I wanted to share with you guys the song, the cinnamon ritual that you can do. You can do it tonight if you want to. You can do it tonight. I think that's a real good thing because the energy's so intense right now. But hey, you can do it anytime. But I know a lot of people all around did this ritual today, the first of the month cinnamon ritual. Okay, so I wanted to share it with you. Okay, and when you do this frequency, or when you do the cinnamon ritual, I just want to make the suggestion that because I had this synchronicity and we're a community and all this, and I had this synchronicity that I share with you. So now I've shared it with you, so you know about it. I'm sharing the energy with you. I'm making the suggestion that maybe while you're doing the ritual, why not listen to the 936 frequency, the hertz frequency in the background as you're doing the ritual. Okay, just to add that potency, that effect to it. Okay, this is just something else I wanted to share with you. Okay, so I feel like this was all aligned with the energy of the full pink moon. The idea is we're calling in abundance. We're getting rid of a delusion, illusion, and all that, and we're making things clear. Okay, setting things straight, and this is what it is, and moving forward. Okay, and it's all about calling in like the highest good and the true path. What's real. Okay, and guys, again, that I just wanted to share that synchronicity. To me, this is a bit of a green light here, and we're moving forward. Again, basically the frequency 936 hertz corresponds to the crown chakra, the frequency of the gods. The tarot connection, the crown chakra represents divine wisdom and universal truth, while the justice card handles the scales of truth here on earth. The crown chakra connects you to the higher truth from above. The meaning, it signifies that the message tonight, guys, to me, this signifies that this is just a higher vibration here. That's what we're calling in, and we're getting rid of, we're moving past illusions, and we are clearing space for what's real. And we're being dreamy and all that, but we're keeping it real so that we're moving forward in the right way, right? That's the idea of the Libra, of the scales. Like, we got to be real. And when we're real, hey, it works, right? It works. We can make it work, but we got to be real, right? And just, we're getting rid of the past and the illusions of what a fool believes. And we're moving into a state of clear, balanced alignment. Okay. And again, this is all about alignment, timing. I've shared the song, giving you a little bit of energy to work with. Again, the full pink moon, it peaked at 10:12 p.m. And guys, at 10:12, I know I was filming, I was making during this live. So we were all gathered together as a bit of a community, and we were gathered together as a collective. And that's a very, very powerful energy and a powerful force for moving forward. Okay, guys. And guys, this is going to be Shadow Girl Sherry signing out. It is 11:04. I want to thank you guys so much for sharing this full pink moon energy with me. There's so many other different things that you could have been doing, but you guys decided to share this energy with me, and believe me, I'm very, very thankful for that. And I want to express my gratitude. But again, we all got, morning is coming. We've had our sunset song. Now we're going to have the night. You have some time to do that ritual and focus that energy, or you just have the idea so you can do it within the next couple of days or when you want to do it. So again, this is going to be Shadow Girl Sherry. You're probably going to hear me mumbling a little bit, trying to figure out how to shut the live down. But this is basically going to be the conclusion to the video. I want to let you know that since it went over an hour, I'm going to make a clip of it, and out of this video, this live, I'll have it up here on TikTok, maybe tonight, probably tomorrow, definitely. But I'm not going to be able to put this whole video up in its entirety here on TikTok, because that's not in alignment with TikTok. TikTok is all about ticking and talking and getting it done quick. But because I am Shadow Girl Sherry, I like to talk. And guys, I'd like sharing space with you guys and us learning and growing together, like these flowers that you're looking at right now. So we're growing together, right? And we're moving forward. So Again, I often go over an hour. So with that being said, I hope that you will go ahead and join me over on my channel, Sunset Songs, which is on YouTube. Again, I've shared what I guess the symbol and everything looks like. I'm going to start showing that here more on TikTok and all together. I can't wait till I get to the point where when I'm going live on TikTok, I'm also going live on YouTube, because I think that's really going to wake my YouTube channel up, because I really do need to get that going. But again, guys, I've shared with you that I got to work on that technology. I'm not the most tech savvy person, but I'm working on it. Like every day, it's, I'm walking in that path, and I'm a bit of a fool when it comes to that, but I'm going to fix it. So guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry trying to figure out how to shut this live down. And let's see here. I tap again, and I'm going to be exiting. Guys, it says right here, go live for 89 more minutes, and I'll reach another stage. And it says stage 10. And when you take 1 and 10, I'm thinking about that right now. When I take a 1 and a 0, I think that is it one of these numbers amplifies the other. But I'm thinking about that number 10, because that 0 is where the Fool's Journey begins, and that's the tarot card, because the tarot card is the very first card, but it's a 0. And there's some type of a story behind that, but I can't think of it right now. But if you want to look it up, you can. My phone right now is at 39%. If you have 3 and 9 and you add a 6, 396, because again, my phone's at 39%, you have another chakra. But I can't think. I'm going a little bit fuzzy right now. This is time for me to go to bed. But I want to thank everybody that joined me tonight. I see a Scott K 1962. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to thank everyone who joined me tonight during this sacred energy. There's so many other different things you could have been, doing or participating at this time, and you hung out with me, and I want to express my gratitude. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. This is Shadow Girl Sherry, and I'm going to be signing out. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.